Today, the Alzheimer's Association released their annual report on the number of people living with the disease in our state and on a national level. And to help us better understand it, Jim Herlihy with the Alzheimer's Association Colorado chapter is joining us. It's 146 pages, so we want to start with one headline here, and that's the number. Nearly 91,000 people in Colorado. When we hear that number, it's hard to even process that. Way more than Mile High Stadium.
It is. We were previously reporting 76,000. It's not that dramatic of a leap, except that we have new census data. We're still on track with the number that we've been projecting, and what that tells us is we still don't have a cure. So we have to keep fighting to get a cure, otherwise that number is going to keep going up.
And one of your concerns you mentioned is like the number of people that have Alzheimer's that we don't know about.
Right. Roughly half of the people with Alzheimer's are ever diagnosed. So in Colorado, that's 45,000 people who can't take advantage of the new medications. They can't take advantage of the free resources that are offered. Their caregivers can't take these classes to help them learn how to anticipate the changes that are coming. And what do we do? And a big part of that is the financial planning that needs to be done, because this is a very time-intensive and money-intensive disease.
So much we've talked about that. There are really two surveys within this report, and one of them talks specifically about the caregivers.
Yeah, and what they say is basically, as you can imagine, when you get a diagnosis in your family of Alzheimer's, most people have never traveled this path. So what do we do? How do we manage it? What does insurance cover? Where do I learn how to deal with my loved one as they change? Because this is a disease that progresses, sometimes up to 20 years. And so how do I adapt to that? And so that, and what we're trying to do is help people learn about the resources that are available for free, because a lot of that is being done through the Alzheimer's Association. The other part that's very important is this summer, starting in July, there's a new Center for Medicaid Medicare Services trial. It's an 8-year trial where they're going to be helping to fund resources in local medical centers, primarily rural, inner city, where they can help people manage the navigation process, because a lot of these small clinics don't have the money to do this without some help.
And that's the, I guess, the good thing in this report, and that's coming when? July?
Starts in July.
And how will people find out about this?
I'm sure that information will be coming as we get a little bit closer, because it is funded through the government. So we'll be talking about it. It's the GUIDE program, and basically to guide people through the care process.
Desperately needed. Yeah. When you think about, I mean, just in the state of Colorado, outside the metro area is a big population that sometimes, as we were talking, telehealth is great for some things, but certainly not for Alzheimer's.
And these are the populations that are at greatest risk. I mean, people in rural areas tend to be older. People in the inner city, the Black and Hispanic populations, are at greater risk for developing Alzheimer's than the white population. And so these are the people who hopefully this program will target.
That's great. And there are still some medications and some things that are coming along that are encouraging?
They are. They're very encouraging. The key is they're not a cure.
Yeah.
And so we still have to work towards that cure. And as we said, if you're not diagnosed, you can't take these medications. So, it will help prolong the quality of life for the people who take them. And that will, in turn, in the long run, lower the cost of care, because they need to spend less time in an assisted living facility or skilled nursing facility. And the best part is they get to spend more time with their loved ones. And how do you put a price on that?
No, time is everything. Thank you, Jim. Jim Herlihy, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we'll continue this conversation, especially this summer when things get cooking.
You bet.